Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts and to the Soviet campaign, where I have authorization from the design committee, which is my Discord server, to get a couple of new ships under construction, or at least kind of try and get the details worked out. So the first is a new cruiser, and based on the modern heavy cruiser 3 hull. Now, there was a lot of back and forth about what we might do with this, but the community was basically the committee was basically given 3 options. So I did some initial design work off camera, and there were 3 ways that we could progress with a ship like this. One was to have 6 300mm guns, so a super cruiser. Another was to have 9 260mm guns, so a little bit of a bump over the Project 32-309s. And the last was a 12-gun 230mm design, so basically taking the 32-309 and adding an extra turret. Now, the one that won out was the 260mm design, which is absolutely fine. I can get on with that. In terms of the actual ship, then, I reckon that we should be able to do it no problem. So, the budget for this is 75 million, and I did go through a few kind of revisions, but let's see if we can get this to work. So first of all, the main tower, I've got 2 options. They're pretty similar, but I'm going to go with the slightly lighter, slightly cheaper version, just to try and save a little bit of weight. In terms of the towers, the enhanced secondary tower is really nice, so I'm going to go with that one, and I'm going to need to fit a couple of funnels. Now, one thing I found really surprising was these light funnels are crap, like genuinely terrible, and I'll show you why. So here we have the light funnel 3, the light funnel 4 is only slightly better. 51 funnel capacity, 40 smoke interference, 500 tons. Advanced funnel 5, 50 funnel capacity, so almost the same. 37.5 smoke interference, almost the same. 381 tons. Why is this like so much heavier and only very marginally better? Like, I don't get it. The advanced funnels are just vastly superior. So we're going to go with 2 of those. They're also smaller, which is another plus. Okay, get a bar bit. Oops, and put on the back. Now, these were going to be 45s, but they're going to be 260mm 45 caliber guns. Now these should give us a little bit more punch, and allow us to take on enemy heavy cruisers, those turtleback ships that we've been coming across a little bit more easily. In terms of secondary guns, we're going to reuse the 80mm, but you can see there are no mounts. But what I discovered when I was playing around with the hull is you can put a barbette right here. Sorry if you can hear me a bit bunged up, I've got a bit of a cold at the moment. Is you can put them here like this with the barbette. Now this basically gives us some chasers, because these can fire directly forwards, if it will show me the fire arcs. So these can fire forwards, both sets, So this will work really nicely for if we're chasing down fleeing enemies like destroyers or transports. We don't have to use the main guns. We can use these instead. So we're going to make these 80mm weapons, just like we have on the heavy cruiser and the battle cruiser. They both also have the 80mm, but we can also reuse the 45mm guns that we developed for the battleship. What? Oh, I'm doing the armor, that's why. -6. Because we can fit quite a few of these in. Which is very nice. And then there's space here for a torpedo launcher. So we've got plenty of weaponry. And now I just need to build out the rest of the ship. Now this thing, the design speed that we were going for, and of course Discord then jumps. I absolutely loathe that it does that. 34 knots. So this is the same as our existing heavy cruisers. So they can work in together. They can work in the same line if they happen to be together. Now I think, yes, to get that speed we're going to have to use a forced boiler. Can use the existing Crypt 3. Oops, no. This is still 3. Trying to keep everything fairly standard across the fleet. Oops. Standard. We've got the Cordite 3 now, which is nice. I can no longer use advanced hydraulic, which is the 0 floor rotating thing. So I'm going to go for the Electro Hydro 1, which is the most reliable of the 4. Electrical 1 does have less floor chance, but you've got that flash fire increase, which is pretty bad compared to the standard Electro Hydro. Plus I like the it's a more advanced version of the hydraulics that we had. It just uses electric motors to control the hydraulics. So we'll bring that in. We will bring a sonar set because heavy cruisers can pull double duty as ASW ships, which is pretty handy. Now we've got a 260mm gun, so that means 260mm on the main belt, and 130 on the extendeds and on the deck, and then half again, so 65, 37.5, and then on the inner we can go to 130 and 65. Then for the turret, I think 300 will be absolutely fine. 150, 300. The 80mm can just have a 50mm plate. 45mm guns don't need any. And that's pretty much it. We're just 2% overweight. Now, there are two things I could do. So I am under budget. My budget for this ship was 75. For the 230, it was 70. For this one, the 260, it was 75. And for the big one, the 300, it was 80 mil. So I'm going to use the Crypt 4. to get the weight down a bit. And I'm just wondering if I could use geared 2 and stay on the budget. No. I'm going to have to just use the good old-fashioned geared 1. And that kind of works. Now we just need to do some noodling. So you have an halfway offset, which is pretty significant. It's always annoying moving stuff like this because you have to put everything back. Again, with me ask, please, can we have a group feature? +4. If you don't know what I mean by that, but it would be nice to have the ability to, you know, click and drag across the components, group them together, and then move them as one thing, rather than having to move each piece individually. .2. Not too bad. The fire arcs on these guns, by the way, are not amazing, but they are okay. That's just the Russian turrets and towers. They tend to be pretty chunky. These are not getting in the way. But there we go. That is just about under budget. Has the gun, has a really nasty... Actually, can these ones fire forward? They can. This one and this one. So you've got a lot of forward firepower there. Which is pretty nice. Yeah, look at that. So really good at chasing down enemy ships, and broadside on, we've got even more firepower. So should work quite well. They are quite big. A lot bigger than the 32-309s, but they're not hugely more expensive. The existing heavy cruisers are 40 million. These ones are just under 70. So not too bad. 18 months to build. Again, not terrible. I think these ones were 16 months. Yeah, 16 months. So yeah, not too bad. Just need a name, so this will be the project 3269. Okay, so I'm going to save that. And in terms of numbers, I think 2 per fleet, so 6 total will be fine. So they'll have 3 of the project 32-309s, and they'll have 2 32-609s each. So we're going to build 6. 2 in Kronstadt, 2 in Vladivostok, and 2 in... I've been very disappointed with the Sevastopol yard. There are a lot of flaws come out of that yard, so I'm going to build them out of Odessa instead. And yeah, that's fine. Now, the other design that I was authorized to make a start on is a destroyer. Now, For these, I have a budget of about 22 million, because we do now have the Destroyer stand. We also have the Destroyer leader. But when I was designing these, I encountered a bit of a problem. And the reason I encountered a bit of a problem is our existing destroyers use 140mm guns. They're very nice. They're very effective. The Mark III 140mm gun is great. The turrets have a weight of about, I think it's about 50 tons. A Mark IV, just the base 127mm gun is 162 tons. And these ones, the 120mm, which we have as a secondary weapon on the battleships, are also insanely heavy for a destroyer, running to hundreds of tons by the time you armour them up and make them a bit bigger and lengthen the guns. So both of these designs, they look amazing. I love the look of these things. But they are so heavy, even if you take all the armour off, just unreasonably heavy. I mean, look, it goes from 46 to 52 just by putting a single turret down. So this, sadly, has been rejected until we get genuinely enormous destroyers. However, what we can use instead is the 80mm gun that I was just using as the chasers on the heavy cruiser. Now, we don't have the quad mounts, but we can get a triple mount like this one. So that is what we are going to be using. It may seem like a slightly unconventional choice, and it may seem slightly unconventional to start with the secondary tower, but I actually kind of like the way it looks when you put it down, and it kind of like has a blast shield on top of the depth charges in case there's an accidental detonation, which I think is quite a cool little thing. I'm going to get a couple of funnels. And tower at the front. So this is our basic kind of shape. We're going to go semi-oil. I did put the cruisers on semi-oil, right? Yes, I did. Okay, good. Gear turbines, auxiliary, hydraulic. Try and go balanced. Now, the speed of these, we're going to go for 36 knots. So, we're absolutely fine on the balance boiler. These will be nice long-range ships. Kind of like an interceptor is how I would describe them. A bit of an interceptor style destroyer. Right, let's get those 80mm guns set up. So one of the reasons I quite like these 80mm is you can fit them. You can fit another gun in a surprising number of places. You can get another one there. You might even be able to get another one there, actually. And then you can tuck one right under there, and then stick another one there, and stick one here. Can you get one in here? No, that's pushing it. So what we lack in size of firepower, we are going to make up for in sheer volume. Right, and then we can get a couple of torpedo launchers. There was a lot of discussion about torpedo launchers in the committee, but I think 8 tubes will be fine. We could get more in if we went with something like this, but that seems unnecessary, so we'll just go with 2 tubes. No, 2 launchers like that, 21 inch, and they do fit, I'm sure. Sure, I can make them fit. Come on. Come on. Might have to use triple launchers then. Yeah, the triple launchers fit. But the quads don't. The quad's actually longer. Unfortunately, I can't make the ship any longer. Oh, do you know what it might have been? I might have been looking at the destroyer leader hull, but which is slightly longer. Okay, so we're going to have 6 torpedoes rather than 8. The other way of doing 8 is to have a dual. So we can fire out both sides, rather than having the center line ones like this. Something like that. I wonder. Really? You're gonna complain about that? Yeah, they all fire. Yeah, more guns. There we go. Yeah, that's superior. All right. Okay, depth charge, definitely. Minesweeper, definitely. Mines. RDF. Oh, what reload did I put on these? Oh, I put them on standard reload. Idiot. They should have been on enhanced. I'm gonna have to go and fix that. That's what happens when you record early in the morning. Standard. And everything. Oh, wait. Engines. Can we just go down to natural boilers? Yeah, just natural boilers. In terms of armor, I think. Yeah, is it go 35? Or have some armor. 6%. 6%. What else is really driving it? Yeah, all those torpedo tubes. They're pretty heavy. I do kind of like that arrangement, though. Oh, go cramped. It is a destroyer. Can maybe use double geared turbines to reduce weight a bit. Yeah, a little bit. Into the group 4 save me much? No. And I'm over budget as well. Maybe just have to scale back this bit. It is that bit of the ship that is causing the weight. Maybe just go back to the original 6. Still over budget. There we go. That would let me go down to regular geared turbines, and then I'm under budget. Can I... Yeah, can't do double launches. But I can just get the single quad launcher. And then they're only 20 million, which is pretty good. The refitted... Well, the 51 408s, sorry, are 12 million when they have a sonar set fitted to them. So these are a little bit more. But it's not terrible. I'm just wondering if I could get... There's a lot of... I feel like there's a lot of bulk. There's a lot of bulk in this ship. I'm just wondering if it's possible to just... Just get her less bulky. No, we could reduce the draft, but it's not saving me that much. Although 15 million is a lot more attractive. What else is adding all that money? Engines and boilers. Why are they red? Well, it's just one of the things you have to kind of deal with when you're trying to make ships go this fast. Do you know what? I'll just have the zero draft version, and I do have the budget. There we go. 19 million. So under budget. I do see that there's a forward weight offset though. Let me just take that gun off. There we go. And now maybe I can reduce the displacement a bit. There we go. Saving even more money. So the original design spec had 8 of the 80mm. We actually have 9, which is fantastic. Don't have as many torpedoes, but without being able to fit the double quads, which is really what I would want to do. Mind you, we do have the spare displacement. Maybe I can do it now. Go double triples. But that's the most I can squeeze in without going up to the destroyer leader hull. And that is just a really, really bulky hull. And yeah, you can see 2%. Maybe we can get it in. Yes, and we're still under budget. Okay, we'll go for the 6. Yeah. Just under budget. Just. What? I'm a ton overweight. Piss off. Perfectly balanced, but you're a ton overweight. Mean. That is mean. There. Now I'm not. Oh, super mean. Right. This is going to be the Project 580. 27. There we go. Yeah, I think these all work. They should be good enough to deal with enemy destroyers and transports at any rate. And the large number of fast-firing small caliber guns will be ideal because the enemy AIs have really put a lot of effort into making their ships go really, really fast. They're like cruisers and destroyers, so we can meet fast with just a wall of lead. Right, okay, I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to fix the problem with the 58s. If you do make a mistake like that, and you notice it before the ships have really started building, it is fine. I'll show you what to do. So, go back to the design screen. If you have noticed before you start building, it is better, but if you haven't, just go to the building and scrap the ships again. Then go back to your ship design, select the ship that you made a boo-boo with, and hit View. Copy the design completely. So press this button. It's next to the refit button. The game will automatically give it a new name. And then just go down and fix the problem that you introduced. Now, that does actually make me overweight. But that's fine, because one of the things I didn't do on this ship was introduce the double-geared steam turbine. So by doing that, we get better reload on the main guns. It does go over budget, though. So expensive, the double-geared steam turbines. Okay. I did want the enhanced reload, though. I'm going to drop the range a pip. 1600 is pretty darn good anyway. And that gives me a little bit more weight to play with when it comes to refitting these ships. So that's a fine compromise. So this would be the Project 32609. I'm just going to call it the R. Actually, no, not R. The F. There we go. Just so that I know that this is the one I need. And I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to go back to the main screen. So now I can see on this screen much more easily which one to get rid of, because often the prices can be very similar if you've made a very small change. The displacements are pretty similar. So it's this one, which is actually the more, which is actually slightly cheaper, this version. So we're just going to get rid of that one. We're just going to go with the 32609F. I don't think you can rename them again to get rid of the F. You might be able to. Yeah. Yeah, no, you can't. You'd have to... I think you can maybe do it on a refit. You can get rid of that. But it's fine. So I'm going to build 6 of those. In terms of the picket destroyers or the interceptors, I'm not sure. Not sure. So Kronstadt. Vladivostok. So we currently have 23 destroyers, which was originally 6 per fleet. So I think 4 per fleet of the new destroyers would be fine. So 12. Okay, and then where are they? Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll build them out of Novorossiysk and Kronstadt and Vladivostok. There we go. And they will be able to provide us with a little bit more, interception firepower. Anyway, I'm going to cut the episode here and wait just a little bit until we have some more action with the hated Americans. See you in a bit. And action there is. There's been an American cruiser squadron floating around here in the Sea of Japan for some time, and we finally managed to bait them into engaging us. So we have the Denver, who I think we've seen before, actually. But these things, they're very fast. They're not particularly great in the gun department, but they spew out torpedoes pretty much constantly. And the destroyers are much the same. Although the destroyers are actually slightly slower. But they're hard to spot, annoying little shits. And the Admiral Makarov, the Ural, and the Dzerzhinsky are being deployed. Now, this could be interesting because those American cruisers are very annoying. Very annoying. So I'm going to have to keep myself straight here. I'm going to have to stay alert because I really do not want to do anything stupid. But it is nice to see one of the battle cruisers. I don't think we've seen the Dzerzhinsky before. But those 310mm plus the 80mm should be pretty handy. We also have the Ural, or Ural. Now, one thing I haven't looked into is I reckon I'm going to run into a similar problem when I refit these guys than I did when I was looking into refitting the destroyers, with the guns being suddenly massively heavy. I'll have to wait and see, though. Maybe it's not as bad with the larger weapons. Look at that. That is a neat line. Rare that you see the ships kind of lining up like that. Do love the new smoke effect. That looks really, really cool. If you're wondering why I'm not going east right into the enemy, I kind of want them to come to me a little. Let them spread their formation out a little bit. In fact, I can hear them shooting at me. This is the problem with light cruisers. There is one. They're going that way. Yeah, that's the one I fought before. We're immediately going to start turning on the assumption that there's a gazillion torpedoes headed our way. Oh, there we go. I did say those 310mm guns would do quite a lot. Meanwhile, we'll continue to plink away. Could well be torpedoes headed our way. Oh, nice. Rudder damaged and some flooding. They're being very cagey. Trying to avoid getting into torpedo range of the long beach here. Do have 9-kilometer range torpedoes, so can maybe, yes, there we go, get them at long range. Ooh, that was another big hit. Let's get it sunk, please. Apologies again if you can hear the washing machine in the background. Once again, nobody listens to me when I say, hey, I record in the mornings. Oh! No, nothing serious. Absolutely love it if we had access to radar, but nope. Still all being done with irregular old optics. Good though they are. Yeah, they all disappeared. Sitting in this little ball here, hiding under their smoke screens. Oh, ho, ho. A 230 fired into the smoke, clips one of the cruisers and gets an ammo debt. That's pretty nice. Still just trying to find these buggers. Didn't think the weather conditions are particularly bad, no. They're just really hard to spot. If they decided to run away, there's not much you can do about it. sail at the gun flashes. Yeah, I think they're running away. Well, fine. Two can play that game. Sometimes doing this encourages the AI to come after you. Not always, but sometimes. Yeah, we're on to times 10. Just going to end it there. Did a bit of damage to them. Very, very unsatisfying battle. But fairly typical of a naval engagement. It's like, yeah, the cruisers got beaten up, retreated when they came up against some heavier ships. I mean, fair enough, really. Maybe that'll encourage them, the task force, to bugger off anyway, because they can't get repaired. Sitting out there, next to Japan, there's no friendly ports for them to use. Pretty sure. Let's have a look at the politics screen quickly. United States. I mean, they're friendly with Japan, but they're not allied. And everybody else hates them with a passion. So, yeah, that little task force there, this is the one we keep bumping into. Yeah, they're booking it. They're trying to head home. So maybe we'll just continually harass them. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you again soon for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Bye for now.